Yes, I can. Right. I actually think that's everybody. Keeping it you know, nice and simple and sweet with just a few of us today. My people, hello, people. I am really excited. I hope that you are excited. I hope that I can make the most of your time. I was told that I could make this a super micro PD. As you know, I'm Leahlyn Clare. There will be a survey after this. So be honest. Okay, if you can't get into the Pear Deck, I went ahead and put the link in the chat. Thank you, Miss Coker, for that idea. And I will keep the chat up for myself just so that I can kind of monitor that. Okay, so it looks like I got 5 of you. That's everybody. Wonderful. All right, so getting techie with it. I use the getting jiggy with it song just because I love a good theme. You know, I know that my team here is on board with that, so thank you. So we're going to use Pear Deck. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with, I know y'all, all of y'all are familiar with Pear Deck. But for anybody that watches this later, if you're not yet familiar with Pear Deck, it is a wonderful platform to present from or even collect data from. And so we're going to get a little bit of experience with it and hopefully some new ways of using it, maybe, fingers crossed. And if you have an idea that I don't use and you'd like to share, we're going to have a way to collaborate at the end of this. So all of today is all about saving you time and making sure that your class time, which goes by in the blink of an eye, is as efficient as possible. So we know every second counts, and we all love to hear tech. We know that it's on our t-tests, and we just want to make sure that we're using it as efficiently and purposefully as possible. So today we are clicking ahead. We are going to be looking at Plickers first and foremost. It is my biggest, most favorite. I'm obsessed. And I want to show you a couple of the tips and tricks and things that I have discovered along with getting into it, and the ways that I've used it in collecting data. And then also sheets and quizzes. I kind of was iffy about including sheets because I know that we're all sheets experts. But this was just a little tip or trick that I have discovered that seems to be a hit. So we also are going to get a little bit of explore and create time. And by little, I mean 5 minutes, if you want it, if you need it. And then a collaboration period. So our goal today is really just to hopefully let you walk away with something that you can use even hopefully tomorrow or next year, not next week, because we don't come back next week. We want to just explore a variety of digital tools and then analyze as much as we can to get those data. Analyze it as quickly as possible without having to take the time to grade, without having to take the time to sit through it and, you know, just go through, I don't know, Post-its or index cards. I don't know about you, but I had binders of Post-its and I had collections of index cards of all of our quick exit tickets. And these are just quick ways to gather the data without having to get into all of that. So quick formative assessment on a couple of them. These are some of the ways that I've used Pear Deck. Just on your screen, you should see a number you can enter in 1 through 5. It will let you enter any number, but for our purposes, we're going to stick 1 through 5. So 1 being not a whole lot of experience with Padlet, 5 being high, lots of experience, use it all the time. So as you can see, I'm collecting the responses here. And this is one of the ones that I kind of have a hard time using it sometimes, but in this case, for this question, look, we literally are 1 in every each person picked a different number. So we're all over the map with with Padlet, and that is really exciting. Okay, moving along. That means hopefully everybody's going to get a little something. Google Sheets, we're going to move the thumbs up to the emoji. So just place it right over the top that you feel best describes your efficiency with Google Sheets. I personally would only consider myself a smiley, but maybe a little bit of sweat. You can take these emojis to mean whatever you may want them to mean. Let's see. We've got a lot of big happy faces. Excellent. Yes. I was really hoping somebody would flex on me and show me we got the Sheets experts. Nearpod. We're not going to get too much into Nearpod today, but I have recently become a ginormous fan of Nearpod. So this one is where you're going to actually type in a quick little sentence, finish that out. Nearpod is something that, and you can use your creative licenses there to let us know what kind of comfort level you have with Nearpod. Let's see. So, not yet comfortable with it. I love the yet. Power of the yet. Overwhelms. I feel that. Not used it yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, next semester we're going to do a Nearpod training because it's game changing. All right, Quizzis. Quizzis is a little more old school, but let me just tell you the fun that I have had with these reports this year. So again, rate your comfort level. This time I used the ABCD, one that we're all probably a little bit quicker and more likely to look to use. Okay. I don't know if you guys are doing that for me or you don't know, but I'm excited. Quizzis is something that can be, throw on, or you can use it to really dig in with a lot of fruition. So one more. Pear Deck. We're using actually there's two more. We're using Pear Deck right now, of course. And this one is another thumbs up. You're just going to drag it into the green circle if you feel great. Green for great. Purple circle if you're looking for more information. Yes. Okay. Right in the middle. I love the honesty. Yes. I feel that. Sometimes I'm like, I've used it, but I don't know. That's about all I can tell you. Okay, so Plickers. My baby, my favorite. This is another 1 through 5. Where are you on a scale of I have never heard of it to I absolutely love me some Plickers? So we are on both ends of the scale. Oh no, this is going to 1. Okay. I was like, wow. So we've got some looks like a lot of 1s. Awesome. 5 out of 5. So some 1s and 1, 2. That is probably the downside of this one is they kind of stack them all up, but you can also grid layout and see all the different answers. So moving right along. Plickers, we're getting into it. Okay, so Plickers is great for pretty much any part of your lesson. It can be your whole lesson. It can be your quick check. It can be exit tickets, a warm up, or even just a way to inspire class discussion and class discovery. It does require a couple of things though. So you will either need an app or a phone or an iPad or maybe one of the tablets at the school, something to scan their responses. And that app is free on your phone. Everything that we're going to talk about today, we have access to. And then the printed cards, or this year I went and fancified and ordered the Amazon deck. They're nice and sturdy and like $20. And then a screen to present the question. So it's a 3-part piece. The app that's on your phone to scan the responses, printed cards for students, and a screen for presenting. And we're going to get into it a little bit more. But first, I kind of want to show you what it looks like in action. So I have blurred out some names. I have smiley faced some faces just to keep everything nice and, public friendly. These are 2 action shots. So picture number 1 is actually a photo of while I'm scanning. This is a screen grab that I did on my phone while students are answering. So my 3 friends back here, it's kind of, their names are kind of covering up, but you can see their arms are up like this. What they're doing is they're holding up their cards. and they're giving me their answers. My favorite, or one of the greatest parts about Plickers, is it is instantaneous. Every single thing that you see, every single thing that they're answering happens in front of you, and it's red. You can see right here, we've got a red, she got it wrong, and 2 greens got it right. Others are still working, giving them lots of wait time. This is, I think I've had a lot more. My favorite part about it has been the discussions that have come from it, whether that's through the questions or after the questions. Picture 2 is where it's another screen grab. They're still in the process of answering. I clicked, you can see this, it's kind of small, but this is the little waffle icon that's at the bottom while you're scanning. And when I clicked on that little waffle, it shows me all the names of the students that have answered, and if they got it right in green or wrong in red, as well as down here in gray, the kiddos that haven't answered. So it's keeping a tally mark, and it's telling you the number of kids that have answered. But then when you click on that waffle, it gives you the specifics of who you're still waiting on. And this is a good time, while if you are working, that you could kind of circulate and get down and put your shoulder on somebody's, put your hand on somebody's shoulder and take a look at what they're doing and how they're doing it, and maybe, redirect from there or whichever. So that's kind of how it works in the moment from the teacher perspective. What's really going on is on here, this is what the card looks like. So I've got the 2 examples. You can print it. If you print it, it prints 2 per page. So it looks super complicated. And I think that the best thing that could be done is, we were talking to a kindergarten teacher earlier, is color coding. If you print them, like putting a green, a yellow, a red, or, whatever colors, so that it helps them to know which way to turn it. The first use, it kind of takes a couple of tries getting used to it, but really small. You can see this student would have been answering with B, because B is at the top. I always tell them to answer to the ceiling. And then you are looking at right here is their class number. So you will need to upload a class list. And if you were the one that answered a 1 or 2 on the Plickers, this is actually clickable, this little logo right here. Oh, it's not showing you that I'm pointing at it, but the little logo at the bottom of the card is clickable if you want to kind of look at the website while I'm talking. They all have their own cards once you upload a class list. So even with my 4 classes, I can use the same cards because they all have their own class numbers. So this is card number 1. I'm holding card number 8. And I was really worried the first time I did it, because I thought, oh my gosh, I printed this and everybody's going to be, for answering A, everybody's going to see that they're straight up and down. They're just going to make their paper match. But because it's a QR, it is completely individualized in how the code is recording. So there are some that are recording this way and some that are recording this way. Couple of pro tips: don't laminate, because the scan, as you scan the screen, the highlights from the lights and things kind of blur it out and make it hard to read the QR code. Also, they need to hold like this, or just kind of with fingers, because if it bends or if they block it, it won't read it as easily. Okay, so how are we feeling so far, Plickers wise? Fist to 5? Thumbs up, I like it. Okay, so the data time. This is where I geek out about it a little bit. This is, again, some more screen grabs. So this is just 2 examples, same assessment. Again, you're getting the green and red, so it looks a little wacky because I had to blur out the names. But where there is a splotch of color is where the names are actually listed out. So again, I'm seeing who got it right, who got it wrong, and this is happening while some have not yet answered, or while they're still going on. And so this is 2 examples from what I see. When they're all done answering, or whenever you feel prepared, you can click one of these buttons at the bottom. So you see show correct or show graph. If you click show correct, it turns the answer that's projected on the TV screen green. The correct answer becomes green. So in that moment, that can be a discussion moment of, oh, or, there's always the inevitable, yes, and the fist pumps and everything that happened. Also, if you were to click show graph, instead of showing the correct answer, it would populate what literally looks like a graph. So you can see it's kind of a bar graph situation here. If you were to take the colors away, it doesn't show the right answer. It just shows the number or what looks like the amount of people that have answered for each question. So that again is where the discussions happen. And you can look at, okay, so this person chose B. Tell me, what do you think was, or even if you go to a right answer, this person chose A. Okay, well, what do you think could have happened on B? Why would someone have picked that? And then it's a safe space, a safe way for them to recognize their own mistake, lead them to their own discovery. There are so many different ways of starting those discussions. Do you guys want to chime in? Is there anything, any takeaways that you see, something that you think immediately, oh, I know that I see two are wrong on whichever? What takeaways do you have so far? Not all at once. None? Okay, that's cool. When you look at this one, this is more of those in the moment discussions with kiddos. This might be, okay, I'm recognizing that this friend under here, she has gotten red so many times and she keeps, what's happening? Oh, she keeps missing that second step. So it's that feedback for you, as well as hopefully leading them to their own self-discovery of, you know, maybe they get their table talk time. Maybe they are comparing answers there. This is all during the assessment or during the however many questions you've got. There's also after. So after, this is one I've been able to take grades on Plickers if I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I need another grade and I don't have time to grade anything. We've all been there. This gives me a class average. It gives me a student average. So the names are out here. And it also gives me the class average for each question as well as what they answered. I like to save it as specifically as possible. Sometimes I save it with the standard just to keep my own data collection, which I'll show you in a minute, kind of in one place. So looking at this, I see, wow, this first question, we need to go over this. This one, what about this question was causing some, you know, difficulties? As you can tell, there's more questions beyond these, but I'm looking here and going, all right, these two friends, we're going to pull for a small group today. My 83s, 80s, we're going to pull you guys tomorrow, and we're going to do some more 2-digit by 1-digit practice. I love it because it also is printable. I can go to their student reports. I can't pull them up to show you because names, but I can go to student reports and I can send home the questions and if they got it right or wrong, and parents can see exactly why they got their 83 or what they need to work on, what they need to correct. So that, in a nutshell, is Plickers. Any highlights, any things that we are loving, wanting more of? Ideas for using Plickers? You can save them for later. We got a Padlet coming.
So I have a question. How do you load your questions into Plickers and like the right and wrong answers?
So there are, when creating it, when you're on the website, there is a library of resources to use, or you can go in and, let's see, I'll share this screen because I'm not on the reports right now. So you can go to Discover, and they have so many that are already made. And we are lucky enough that we can go in and we can add, okay, fractions. I'm looking at fractions of a group, comparing fractions. If you find the ones in the discovery set, there's a lot more questions than you would be able to do if you just created your own. I think the limit is 5 on the free version. But you can use all 14 of these and just go in and edit by clicking on, you want to add it to your library, add a copy of it, and you can edit from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so Plickers, and just because I want to show you the reports, we're gonna take 3 minutes, and we're gonna do a quick little Quizzis of Christmas movies. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the chat for you. That way I can pull reports without, you know, invading any privacy, any of that business. So Quizzis is very similar to Kahoot and Lookit, and I would say it's kind of a combination of those. One thing that I don't love about Kahoot is the answers are not within the bubbles. You have to match them to the teacher screen. And so that's what I like about this one is with Quizzis, the answers are within the bubbles still. And I just really have enjoyed the reports that come from that. So we're going to go ahead and start. And if you are not in yet, you can still join as the game goes on. These are led. This is all you. So answer at your speed. And it'll show the leaderboard. Is it echoing? These are hard questions. Maybe not the first question, okay, so you can see the accuracies coming through. It shows me how well we're doing, how many right or wrong. You can choose to show this or you can show questions. And again, it shows you how people are performing on each question. So 7 and 8 are rough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this just to honor our time. And this is when, you know, we celebrate the winners and we celebrate everybody because there are no losers. And you can skip on past all that. You can choose to project this or you can kind of keep this on your own. This is the teacher view. Okay, good. I thought I muted myself for a second. And this, there's a lot of things that you can do beyond this, but we are just here for the reports. So we're going to exit out of our quiz. And now I can see a live, again, immediate, best thing about it, report of how many right, how many wrong, overall accuracy. So if I wanted to take a grade, it's right there. If I want this for my small groups, I'm like, okay, Katie, MJ, we need to really go over some of your Christmas movie habits, and we can talk about it. It'll be fine. We're not there yet, but so this is what, like, I think, like I said, I geek out about it. Is so it gives me, I can click on the student, and it gives me the itemized receipt, if you will, of each kiddo and how they did. So Kara, congratulations with a score of 4,200. 70% accurate with 2 incorrect. But here's the best part. As a math teacher, I love this. It shows the time that they spend on the question. And I think this is one of the most valuable pieces of, okay, parents, we got all of these wrong and we spent 15 seconds on each one. I wonder why. Or, wow, they only spent 30 seconds on each of these questions, but look, holy moly, they spent 3 minutes on this question and still got it wrong. What's going on here? That's the question I want to go over. And you can print this one too and send this home with parents. It shows all the questions. It shows what they got right. It shows what it should have been. And again, itemized receipt of their quizzes. This could be great for after your small group lesson with them to see if they get it now. This could be introducing the lesson to your pretest. So lots of ways. I'm not going to make you share takeaways, but things to look for: grades, individual questions, the time spent, and the way that you can organize that data can be exported. And last but not least, I'm almost done. This one, I know we're all very familiar with Google Sheets. I just want to share one thing that has been really kind of a game changer for me this year, and that is what to do with all of the data. So I have what I've been calling my one-stop shop. I have taken out the names. This is an example of it. You may recognize some of these names. If you do, you are so my people. So we have your student name and all of the ID password, basic contact information for parents, classifications, all that jazz. There's a bug in my face. Birthdays, accommodations. This has been a lifesaver for me this year. Test prep, anything else. I've got all of the possible accommodations embedded here, ESL, extra notes that are, we know, but sometimes it's too hard to dig through the file and look on a clipboard, whichever, keeping track of CBA scores over the year. And this can be something that is for you or for them. I know Mr. Cox is really good about creating one of these for each student so they can track their CBA scores over the year. Just simple observational notes, little things, something that maybe is not a big deal, but you want to remember later. Things that you want to fall back on, come back to, like, man, there is a pattern here. You can organize it like this. I wish that I had made student lists and I can go out this way so I can find one student and just add to it. So hindsight, parent contact log, dojos, keeping track of those because Lord knows I was losing my mind. This is my favorite, is the Teaks Mastery. So looking at our individual Teaks, I just add them as we go instead of adding them from the very beginning. And with my Plickers assessments or quizzes or whatever I've done, I can just real quick go in, green, yellow, red. Got it, almost, doesn't get it. And this has been my favorite for when parents reach out and say, hey, how is so-and-so doing? And how is Pam doing in math? Oh, well, we really need to work on, let's see, arrays have been a struggle for her. So that, like I said, I know you guys are Google Sheets experts, but this has been my favorite thing this year. It is my student Bible. I have it open on my desktop all day, every day. And that is it. I am going to let you decide, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you want some exploration time, you have this link to the Pear Deck, so you have all of the links to these things. You can come back to it later. You can do whatever you would like. It is almost 4:30. Thumbs up if you want to do it now. Thumbs down, or let's keep it positive. Thumbs up, we want to do it later. We want to honor your time. Thumbs down, let's rock and roll right now. All right, I see you. Okay, so the Padlet, this is just one quick collaboration piece. I know that this is going to be on a webinar for the district, so anybody that comes and watches this later hopefully will also add to this. But if you click this cutie pie little Game Boy down here, it will take you to our Padlet, and you just click this little red or pink, whatever color that's showing up as, plus sign. If you start typing right away, it is the title, and then if you type down here, it's the main body paragraph. Trying to use my ELA language for you. You can upload GIFs, you can upload pictures, you can upload links, anything that is something that's struck a chord with you today, something that you have liked from Plickers or Padlet. One idea. You don't have to do it now, but I would highly encourage and sweetly request that you add 1 or 2 ideas, because you guys are the experts. I wanna learn from you as well. You are, as how many times have I come to each of you? I mean, so that is the Padlet. Whenever you are feeling creative and it's not December 13th before the break, come on back to that. If y'all will do me one favor and fill out this little survey right here, there we go. Fill out this survey. The bit.ly is something they need for the I3 feedback. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those are both of my handles, Twitter and Instagram 11. I hope that you guys were able to take something back with you, and I really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, I'll stay on. Otherwise, fast. Yay. Thank you, Kara. Thank you for coming, guys. You're my people, and I love ya. Thank you. Yay, go team. All right. There are no questions. I'm going to stop the recording.